gotta sit there, sweet pet foot. Oh, I know. You want to cuddle, though. I know you want to cuddle. You're gonna fall off.
Hello, I'm Jenna or Jenna Cat, and I create lifestyle vlogs here on YouTube with an emphasis on productivity, creativity, and self-care. And today we're gonna check all three of those boxes because writing fills me with so much joy and happiness and serotonin. I love writing so much. So anytime I write, it feels like the ultimate form of self-care. And it's also very productive because, yeah, I would love to publish this book someday. So anytime I work on it, it's very productive. And writing, especially a fiction novel, is inherently creative. So yeah, we've got all three of those boxes checked today.
Oh my god, pet foot.
Now here I go again. I see the crystal vision. I keep my visions to myself.
I am so excited to just spend a lot of time writing today. I started draft 3 of my fantasy novel a few weeks ago now. I've made several videos preparing for draft 3, so definitely go check out my 5 a.m. writing vlog series. That was an interesting little experiment. Yeah, I've spent a lot of time investing in this story and investing in preparing for draft 3 because I know I have a lot of changes for draft 3. When I was going through draft 2, I don't know, about a quarter of the way into the book, I was not vibing with the flow. I was not vibing with where a lot of scenes were going. It was pretty jumbled and incoherent, honestly. And like, that's okay. First drafts are supposed to be garbage. And when I wrote that first draft, it was really just a matter of writing as many words as I possibly could and just getting my ideas on the page. I had planned a bit prior to the first draft, but still, like, things happen and there's a lot of scenes that I'm probably going to cut or rewrite and a lot of scenes I'm going to add and scenes I'm going to rearrange. So draft 3 is draft 3 is going to be a project for sure. So yeah, I started draft 3 a few weeks ago and I was chugging along real good. I was feeling real good about what I was writing and really nailing down my scenes and really spending more time focusing on word choice. And then I hit the scene that I keep thinking I'm going to cut every time I think about it. But then when I get to it, I don't. But whenever I think about that scene, I don't like it. But I also see its like importance in the overall story. And so, yeah, I got to this scene again in draft 3 and it halted my progress for like a couple weeks. I've also been super busy, so it was harder to find the time to write. So today's going to be focused on that scene, like getting through that scene and making it something that actually makes me really excited. The whole purpose of this scene, essentially from the moment my main character wakes up to now, it's just been like one shitstorm after another. Like she wakes up in a burning building with no memories and then immediately gets captured, and the people who capture her talk about killing her. So it's been rough for her. And then finally we get to this point after several chapters of stress for her. We get to this point where she has a moment of reprieve and can actually bond with the other characters in the story. It just feels really cheesy and out of place right now, and so I'm stuck on it. I'm stuck on how to make it fit, like especially because like the main character, she's supposed to fall in love with the male protagonist of this story, and so at this point they are still kind of enemies. It's enemies to lover type of deal. So they're still enemies at this point, but I need to start showing them bonding in a way that feels natural, obviously because they're still enemies. It's not going to be like an immediate like, oh my God, I love him so much. Obviously, this scene is important for that. This scene is important to set the groundwork for their relationship to start to build, right? To start to build. They're not falling in love yet, but I need to set the seeds. And I also need to set the seeds of her bonding with the other main characters of the story, because they're all, by the end of the story, I want them all to be like super close, super good friends, and like love each other. The scene is to set that groundwork, and I'm struggling with it. So today I'm going to focus on that scene. And, you know, if this was a rough draft, I would just move on and come back to that scene later. But this is a third draft. I'm not moving on from this scene until I have it written down. I'm just like, I'm 3 drafts in. I'm not going to give up on the scene until it's close to right. It doesn't have to be perfect because it's still only a third draft, but I want it to be close. So that's my plan for today. I'm excited to take y'all along with me on this little writing journey, and maybe pull up your own manuscript and write with me. All right, let's get into some writing. Now, as this is the farthest I've ever gotten in the drafting process of a novel, I've started to develop a bit of imposter syndrome. You know, with my first draft, like I said, I was just writing as fast as I could and getting my ideas on the page without overthinking what I was writing, and it was a lot of fun. It was really easy. And then with draft 2, it was a little bit of making those ideas a little bit more cohesive, but still not stressing too much about the flow and word choice. But now that I'm into draft 3, now is the time that I'm nailing down my voice and how I want to tell this story. And I have felt really like I'm an imposter. I have been questioning, is what I'm writing even good? Am I writing a good story? Or am I just wasting my time? And of course I'm not wasting my time because I'm having so much fun writing. But yeah, I'm really struggling with this idea of, is my work ever going to be good enough to publish? Oh, what's the word? She keeps her. Keeps her. What's the word? Meddling. No, I don't think it's meddling. It's like on the tip of my tongue. Okay. When you influence, it's like an synonym to influence. Synonym, not cinnamon. Synonym. Okay, let me see if I can find a synonym to that word. Influence, synonym. Effect, impact, control, sway. Sway, okay, sway could be a good one. What's the synonym for sway? No, because then it's like swing and shake. Let's go back to that sentence that I'm trying to write. Do you notice that she keeps her... No, sway doesn't work in this context. See, normally in a rough draft, I would just put whatever word comes to mind and keep going. But because I'm trying to kind of nail down this draft, okay, influencing probably works for now. The thing I'm really loving about my two protagonists is, well, first off, just like my main protagonist, the story is told from her perspective. She's just very snarky and bites back, you know? She's like not afraid to stand up for herself, which I love. I love that she's vocal. I love that she's snarky. I love that she bites back. And I love that the male protagonist, who is gonna be her love interest, I love that he like bites back as well. Like they definitely have a bit of bickering going on in these first few chapters, and I love it. I love a little snark between eventual lovers. It's very fun to write. That's another thing with this scene. It's forcing the two protagonists to be in close proximity with each other in a situation where neither of them are trying to incite violence on the other. And so I really also want to dig into some more of that snark with each other and bickering with each other. I think that's going to be really fun. And prior to this draft, it transitioned too fast from him wanting to kill her and then him like being okay being around her. So yeah, haven't quite gotten to that point yet, but we're getting close to them just like being stuck together in this situation. That's where I'm at. And also, I want to find a way to include some backstory in an interesting way in this scene, because I've already laid clues to like some things going on from, you know, prior to the story starting that I hope is interesting to the reader. And so I want to kind of answer a little bit of those questions, a little bit of the mystery that's been laid out so far. Yeah. So I'm going to actually eat some lunch now and then come back to this. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. See y'all in a little bit.
Usually I don't post. Usually I don't post, but I want the world to know. Time to pull a drop top out. Summer nights, it's a vibe, yeah. We've been keeping it in the house. Netflix and chillin', I GDM in, yeah. Didn't wanna share my love till I found someone I'm sure of. Young and untamed, I've been out of range, keeping it low, but I wanna be bold with it. Don't care who we told about it. Well, baby, gotta hold on it. Let love unfold tonight. They'll be calling us gold. You know I go fair with it. People let 'em stare at it. Now I'm prepared for it. And I found out since we ain't going nowhere. So tonight, baby, meet me. Timing's right. Meant to be. Can't deny. Love the things we do when it's just us two. But tonight, meet me outside. Usually I don't post. Usually I don't post, but I want the world to know.
If you are also struggling with this idea of imposter syndrome or just not having confidence in your own writing, I think it's so important to have a writing community. I think it's really important to have critique partners. I think it's really important to be in contact with people who are also writing and who are good at reviewing other people's writing so that you can bounce ideas off of each other and read each other's work and give each other like really valuable feedback. So if you are struggling like I am with this idea that maybe your writing isn't good enough, find someone who is good at writing and who you trust to connect with, and start swapping your stories with each other and start just helping each other build your craft up to the best that it possibly can be. Obviously, whoever you get to read your work, you want them to be truthful but kind. I think truthful and kind is a good quality for a critique partner. I do have someone that I just said, hey, I'm struggling with my confidence. Are you available to read my first few chapters and just like let me know if they've got potential, or if I need to like, I don't even want to say start over, because I don't want to start over, but yeah, I've been struggling with this idea. My work is good. I just don't know if other people are going to enjoy it. So the first step is getting someone whose feedback I trust wholeheartedly to read it and tell me, like, hey, you've got a good thing going here. I hope that's what she's gonna say, but we'll see. Alright, it is now almost 6 o'clock, and I did not spend as much time writing today as I wanted to. I honestly kept getting distracted and was really tired, so it was really hard for me to focus, and I even took a nap. So I didn't write as much as I wanted, and I did not even get to the hard part of that scene I was working on, but I made good progress on the scene. I wrote 1,611 words today, which is actually not bad at all. That's on the low side for my typical day average, but not a bad word count by any stretch of the imagination. And I'm feeling better about the scene, and I think I can get it to a place that I really, really like it as I work more on it this week. I'll probably work on it a lot tomorrow. I think my brain will be more awake tomorrow. So yeah, that's the plan, is to work on this more tomorrow and hopefully get it to a place that I can finally move on and get to the next part of my story. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little writing vlog, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing down below if you want to see more lifestyle content from yours truly. And until the next video, I hope you all have such a lovely day. Goodbye.